From deep inside the belly of Tim Hortons field, underneath the stands, the Forge Audio Network presents The Captain's Log with Kyle Bekker and Mitch Houlihan, presented by Bench Brewing.
All right, Captain's Log, Season 1, Episode 7.
We got 7?
7.
Crushing it.
Back here with your captain, Kyle Bekker, number 10 in your program.
How we doing?
And special guest, we'll get right into it, on the pod today. Friend of the pod. She's Forge FC's hardest working digital host.
Yeah.
Host of Max Access. Host of Behind the Beard. Forge's weekly pod, Forge Daily.
Yep. Did I come up with that?
And new Dairy Farmers of Ontario spokesman.
Come on. Yeah. Just smoothest intro of all time right there.
There it is.
No clap or anything? It's crazy. I thought I was going to get
Yeah,
applause
come on,
or something
no
from the back.
claps. Oh.
Thank you.
Do you even know that song?
Yeah? Don't ask me to name it.
That's
Feel like
I
that's-
know the song.
Return of the Man, Lord Finesse.
Yeah. Return of the
Honestly.
Mac.
No, that's not it.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks for having me back, guys.
of course.
I'm so excited.
You're going to be back many times. You just finished upstairs or
I
around
did.
the corner with
Little
Bobby.
BTB.
Yeah.
Bobby.
How'd it go?
Babo.
It was good. Brought him a carton of milk today.
Yeah, was
20th
this a
episode.
special episode?
20th episode.
That's
I feel
awesome.
like that's it's not a huge milestone, but for me, I was like, okay, I feel like I got to do something funny here.
So what'd you do?
So yeah, I went to the store early in the morning. I was gonna get some Nespresso pods, but then I thought, based on our conversation about having a glass of milk with Bobby, it would be funnier if I just brought milk.
Yeah.
And I think he liked it.
Did he even remember the milk thing?
Oh yeah.
It was a big.
I actually.
It was that weird.
It was that
It was
weird. Well, I think it's the amount of times that we've referenced it after the fact that it's really just ingrained in our memory now.
Yeah.
There's been a couple funny moments. We actually did a little top 3 BTB highlights at the end, and he named off multiple instances. So, I'd like to say I'm pretty.
Yeah, I feel like people always think he's real serious, but old Bobski likes to have a laugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good.
Yeah, it's good. He's surprising.
I heard. Hold on. You called. Hold on. Yeah. This is how it's gonna go.
Here we
This
go.
is how it's gonna go today because of what happened between you and I.
All right.
So, Forge Weekly. Listen, some of us are still in school. Okay, in the summer it was Forge Daily. I can't just change the name of it because it's not every single day.
Oh, it was daily?
It was
Oh,
Week Daily.
nice. Yeah, see? Is it weekly or daily?
It's Forge sometimes right now, just because,
I love that.
poli-sci
Keep
calls,
them guessing.
if
Yeah.
you will.
Yeah.
So Forge Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
BTB.
And a special
Wednesday.
thanks today for missing your poli-sci.
Of course. You know what? I tried.
What's more important?
I actually
Education?
no.
Get out of here.
I honestly I came in today thinking I gotta tell Kyle I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna hold my own. I'm not gonna do it. He goes, Mac, we good to go? Yeah, we're good.
I love that.
Didn't take much convincing. I just You're right. This is more important. I'd rather be here anyways.
Not
Who
really.
needs to
but
know
we
about the
appreciate it.
Constitution? Not me.
I mean, what were you telling us about?
Charter.
Section 33?
Yeah, I'd argue that's relatively one of the most important things in poli-sci. Mitch, can you, attest to that?
Yeah,
or-
it's one of the most important things in poli-sci.
Yeah, can you give
It's an important clause.
give this guy the Cole's notes of Section 33?
No, we're not getting into
No?
that right now.
What are you actually? What are some other things going on though in poli-sci now? All I remember is the Night of the Long Knives.
What is that?
It was a classic Canadian
Mix-up?
political. Yeah,
It's just a mess
It
around?
was a classic mix-up. That's the thing with
don't
with
think I've
our
ever-
Constitution.
I have not heard of that. The curriculum must have changed.
I mean, history doesn't change.
Okay, well.
It was a
to be
big
fair,
thing.
I
Rene
am-
Levesque.
Nice. Hockey
Got-
player.
Yeah.
Right.
Got
course.
stabbed in the back by a bunch of Carpetbaggers. That's a quote. That's actually all I remember. That's much of what I remember from poli-sci.
Wow. Yeah. I'm also in communications, so it's like I get my comms intake as well.
Nice. I was a communications major, so.
Were you?
Oh,
I pretty much know all of it.
So I am literally just a combination of both of your knowledge. You know what I mean?
That checks out.
It makes sense that we're doing this then.
Or we are both a small part of your knowledge.
Right.
Yeah.
Kyle knows that I am just the epitome of excellence, so.
You should have seen the well, you guys will see it when it comes out, but.
I think this will come out after Friday.
Mackenzie, not humble.
Was that?
That's what they say about her.
Mackenzie? Oh, I didn't even say your name. That's probably why you didn't come in, because the cue wasn't the greatest.
Just the music started playing, and I was like, all right, I'm going. Yeah, that is what they say about me, actually. I put it on my LinkedIn, not humble.
Hashtag.
Oh, you got a good LinkedIn profile pic. I think you should do the same one.
What
is
is
it?
it?
A big like smile with a microphone. Yeah.
Business guy?
Was
super
that,
organic.
Was it?
Super. Yeah.
I always
it
wondered
looks
for
like
like
it
when
was
you go, does every like company just do like photo day? And you get like,
Most days.
is that how you get those super cool like business shots where everyone looks like?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Most teams I've worked with have done a little media
Nice.
day.
Can't wait to get my first after school or after sports picture day.
What?
I don't know,
I
man.
just-
Like you're just in media stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm around cameras all the time, so I think the first conversation I had here was with Corey, actually, because him and I go way back. So
Here we go.
I asked him just, can you take a quick photo of me for the LinkedIn?
Nice.
He
Are
said,
we gonna
yeah.
let that slide?
And then I went,
You guys don't go far back.
we go relatively far back.
No, just kidding.
Definitely, at least.
It's a solid relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, thank you.
Of course.
I don't know, we should connect on LinkedIn. Are we connected?
No.
All right. Okay. So.
But you viewed my profile, and you didn't toss me the connection.
What a weirdo.
that's
huh?
Crazy.
What a
That's crazy.
weirdo.
Oh, yeah. Well,
No, you got to go private, obviously. We got a new guy behind the cam today too, Nick.
woo! Shout out, Nick.
Shout out, Nick.
Great presence.
Yeah, what happened in the chat?
Between Max and I?
What was that on? Max Access.
Right. So this is the series that we're doing with players one-on-one, not really talking anything too serious. What it's supposed to be is me asking the questions, trying to get some personality out of the people. But now that Bex is a podcast host, he
Just a consummate professional.
just turned the tables right on.
Yeah. Flipped it.
Flipped
Started
it.
asking
Flipped
a
the
couple
script.
cues. No, honestly, it was good. I actually like it. It's good chat. How many we've spoke about this before, but like how awful are like the classic athlete answers. And I'm just as guilty of it as everyone else. But it's like you ask a question and it's like
I will say.
we tried hard. Everything was cool. Everyone played together.
Yep.
Yeah. It's awful.
Crash the net.
Yeah, pucks down low.
Pucks
and just
deep.
get her and just cycle. But it's no, it's cool. I like it.
I feel like the conversations have gotten progressively better, even from the last time that we talked, because like I can just doing these interviews that are more chill, like get to know you kind of style interviews, make the more formal ones better, because I think there's a level of comfortability that you build after just having those like no pressure conversations. So
I was actually thinking about that exact thing today too. I was listening to a couple of them. How many of Max Access have you done?
ooh, not many, like maybe 5 or 6.
Also, Kyle had a name for it that he thinks is better than Max Access.
Listen, talk to Dave. Dave,
No,
I'm sorry.
But then I said it out
I've had a
loud
couple
and it
complaints.
is just
No,
trash.
listen to it. Yeah, listen to it. Listen to it.
No, you gotta say it.
I
can't-
forget.
It's a dumpster fire. We're just gonna
No,
forget
it's
about it.
Dumpster fire?
No, that's not what we're calling your podcast. I'm saying it was one of those ones where I was like, this name's way better, and then I
Oh,
said
for
it,
sure.
and Mitch and Nick was like, what the hell is that?
Okay.
This is
And we're not.
Maxter class. Trash. I hate myself that I said it.
Okay.
It is what
Maxter class.
I was like, this is so clever.
No, but
That
in
was good.
I listened to the one with KJ? Young KJ.
What?
Young
Oh, yeah.
KJ.
Yeah.
Tavernier. Yeah.
And this is what I was
I
thinking.
think that was a Forge Daily, no? But anyways, doesn't matter. Sorry.
Yeah, it was one of them. It was either...
Sorry, all these different pods that I host. I'm making it confusing for you guys.
Hardest working digital host. 3 podcasts and counting. And main guests on ours.
Soon to take over this one.
Yeah. But the young guys, I don't think they've like seen the like boring interviews. So
KJ did a good job,
yeah,
right?
like he was great.
Yeah.
And he was just more like himself. Like
He was chill.
it's just like I don't think the younger crew like knows the boring style.
I won't lie.
It's
I've
good.
also, I found that too. Like, that's why a lot of the times I talk to the younger guys just because I don't know, like, KJ was just talking to me as if, like, it was off the record almost. Like, I was trying to ask him questions that weren't too much. Like, we talked about what he wore on game day, like, just, like, stuff like that, you know? And then, he gave me some good answers.
Answered as if you would answer a question, not like, how should I sports answer?
Yeah, definitely not
this,
very calculated.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully that's a good thing. It's just like the young guys, like they I don't know. It's like the YouTube the streamers versus like, Mark Wahlberg.
That's a perfect
That's
analogy.
a comparison that everyone wanted.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's like the streamers versus the Mark Wahlbergs of the world.
They grew up, it's much more casual and it's...
I think it's just like that
versus
Hockey Night
Mark
in Canada
Wahlberg.
interview when they come off in between periods and they just have like the towel around their head and they're like, yeah, it's good. Yeah, just bang down low. It's good. Tried real hard.
Yeah,
all
I've
lines
seen some
fire.
funny-
Just like keep it moving. It was like, sweet, man.
Yeah.
But you're like, that was awesome. Can't wait to do that.
Out of like 7 million of those interviews, there's been like one exciting one, for sure.
And then that guy probably got destroyed for having too much personality.
Yeah, it's a fine line. You're definitely walking a fine line.
So the chat that you and Kyle had,
Yes.
I figured this would be a good opportunity to flip it back.
Yeah.
Almost like ask Kyle anything. Maybe do
Wow.
the interview that you were hoping to do that
Wow.
he clearly ruined.
Yes.
And then
the
I'll
script.
be here too to also validate.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
confirm. Make sure
Yeah.
he's not throwing out any lies or embellishing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you can think about that. We can go on to it.
Let's
one.
get
Or
into
do-
it. Let's
unless
talk
you got
about
it.
cheating. Let's talk about how much Kyle cheated in high school.
Well, yeah. I'm in grade 10 math. I actually got caught for trying to like kick open my binder in a test. Mrs. Olsen, she got me. What a jabroni.
You tried to just do one of those.
I was like, it was one of those ones where I either forgot about the test, or it was the classic night before where I was like, what am I gonna learn all these chapters in one night? I'll just go in there, give the old college try.
Miss Olsen?
Yeah, Mrs. Olsen, and then
that was the start of your grade 10 math.
journey. Saga, yeah.
The saga.
Oh yeah, 3rd time's a charm. There's some.
That's why it's a saga.
Extenuating circumstances.
Yeah, there's some extenuating circumstances that led to it being 3 times. But yeah, I finished grade 10 math in Adult Learning Center, which was the funniest thing of all time. These guys would have to. It was like, was it White Oaks?
Yeah.
Yeah, they would
He
always.
drove you to White
They would
Drop you
always
off in
pick.
night
Yeah,
class.
they always pick me up and drop me off from night class. Me just hanging out with my good buds. That was a gritty experience.
How old were you when you ended up finishing
I was still in high school.
29?
Yeah.
I actually have class tonight.
So what was it? I did it. So I failed, fully failed.
First 2 times.
I think it was Keyhall. He was just a stickler of a math teacher. So he failed. Not the finest.
Name dropping your high school teachers. I think I've heard like 3 or 4 of them now.
Yeah. So I failed that classic just to put shame on my family's name. And then I was gonna take summer school, and we can blame Bobby for this one, but there was like one of the OG Sigma camps, which actually led to me and inevitably leaving school and going to Holland. There was one of those, and I was in summer school to try and fix it. And then it was like, what are you gonna go to summer school, or are you gonna go to this camp? So then the second I stopped going to the summer school, I automatically failed. So it's the second time done.
Right, Bobby.
So then
the heck?
Yeah. So then we took my talents to the ALC, and that's where I finally learned how to do algebra.
And it got you into Boston College.
Yep, nailed it.
Am I missing something here?
No, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Actually?
Well, you need grade 10 math to get into college.
That's what they say?
Yeah.
Do you remember anything from grade 10
My
math?
yeah, the old counselors were sticklers about that one, so
Yeah.
couldn't just stop doing it.
About graduating.
Yeah.
Sticklers about
Crazy,
Sticklers about
crazy
the-
how much they care about that.
Sticklers about the old graduation.
I will say, I'm not going to lie. I'll out myself here on this one. Grade 10 math, also not my forte.
Failed?
No.
Failed 3 times?
Wasn't a saga for me,
Ugh.
but I do have a vivid memory of attempting to cheat. And I feel like this is harder for me because high school for me wasn't that long ago. Like, this wasn't that long ago. Like, I actually wanted to go back to my high school and be like, hey, listen, like, tell my teacher, like, I'm sorry. Like, I actually haven't cheated since then. But we used to do this thing where we would have our math midterms and set up our binders on either side of our desk because they would be like side by side, but it was like a wall kind of thing. And I thought if I moved the binder up just enough, I could move my eyes without having to, move the, So I'm trying to complete the square.
Didn't you guys have like iPhones at this time?
We weren't allowed to. I don't really know. I don't remember ever having a phone.
Just in the old honor
Do you know what?
system.
This wasn't actually in high school now that I think about it. It was definitely elementary, grade 8. Yeah.
What even is grade 8 now?
I don't know. I thought my life was on the
That's
line.
the most innocent
Listen,
cheating
I
ever.
thought my life was on the line when I was
I
cheating.
got caught
high
cheating
school.
time. She was just looking sideways.
Don't
Doing
invalidate
the old
this.
Michael Cera and Superbad, you're like looking around. That's so
But this
good.
is the worst part. I moved my eyes thinking that I like cracked the code. And my grade 8 teacher announces to the class, just because you move your eyes doesn't mean I can't see you cheating. Like, I can see you cheating. Like, he didn't say my name, but I was
yeah.
I was
Saying
frozen.
you got publicly shamed?
Yeah, that's funny.
I kind of did get publicly shamed in that moment, but I just, grade 8, I guess it's not that deep, but in the moment I was like, wow,
Yeah.
I'm never doing this again.
Oh, a hard call out with the eyes forward. I haven't thought of that in so long, but
Yeah, it was scary.
eyes
Nice.
forward. Yeah, so, I mean, maybe the most honest podcast host in the Forge Audio Network.
Yeah,
Haven't cheated
yeah.
since looking to the left in grade 8.
Yeah.
Impressive.
But graphing calculator, never put a couple of answers in the back
Yeah,
of
what
that?
about inside the calculator?
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know. I never did it. I wasn't.
Try hard over here.
Oh my god.
Impressive.
Wow. Let's talk about
Yeah, math isn't for
Kyle's
everyone.
Lord of the Flies presentation.
Yeah,
Because-
will this come out after
Yes.
you put yours out?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
great.
so.
So we'll get some back and forth.
This is
What's
perfect.
that? Yeah, what's that called? When a listener goes, like, they listen to ours and then they'll listen to yours and then they'll listen to ours because of it. Upsell, cross selling. What? Anyways.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so no,
Yeah.
I was just
Cross
like,
promotion?
So like I was
Yeah.
just
Corey just gave me the thumbs up.
The nod of approval
Nice.
came from
Boom.
Corey.
if we communications major right there.
Exactly. I should know this.
If we should just say it again, or if we should just speak to it as you guys talked
Let's
about
do
it.
the maybe the brief Cole's notes. If you haven't watched Max Access, go do it right now. Basically, from what I understand, please correct me if I'm wrong. And I would really love to watch this. Wow.
I wonder if I have it on,
like
on
holy
a tape
crap.
somewhere still.
Basically, Kyle gets an assignment. He's supposed to do a quick PowerPoint presentation on Lord of the Flies. It's night before, classic, What do I do? Definitely not the PowerPoint.
Didn't have any Bristol board lying
Oh,
around
of course.
either.
Who does?
So, hands
Get
are tied.
action figures,
Yep.
recreate Lord of the Flies,
And just did the voiceover.
voiceover.
And it was
So was it like
a masterpiece.
It was, and I can attest to it. I was in the class. It
that's
was
crazy.
yeah. It was something. It was just a lot of noises, to be honest. There was just
How long was this
There were-
reenactment?
I think he was just like trying to get to the time. There was so much filler. There was like And they were just
Right.
They were just all Lee's wrestling.
Yeah, just like
just
old Hulk
wrestling,
Hogan
yeah.
and like the Ultimate Warrior and like Virgil and stuff, and it was literally just me going like, no, no, I got the conch now, no. It's just like literally screaming into the camera.
So you did the voiceover, which means beforehand you were just like moving the figures around.
There was no like editing.
Any
done.
content part was from Katie. Like
Oh, yeah, my sister was
his
involved
sister
in it.
made
Okay.
sure there was like a bit of like this relates to the book, or else it just would have been Kyle moving guys around. just literally
Just having a
sound
wrestling
effects.
act.
Like you were
Wow.
just playing with wrestling guys, and that was your English project.
But
But it was so funny.
The people loved it, and
The
so
pe-
did Miss Pat.
You can't argue with the
Patterson?
reaction. Yeah.
I think
you got like a 75, but she was like
Russian
announcing.
I actually was fucking honest about the this thing.
She
too.
was like, I remember she was like saying the marks like right away. Like she'd give you the mark like
What?
right then.
I forgot about that.
So it was like he got the 75. Obviously everyone's laughing, but then like all the people who tried hard were just like, this
So
is
mad.
a joke.
I would have been pissed if I was in your class.
I think there was a lot of people when we were rolling in the old TV. Like, there's no way. Like the doubt in the room was palpable. But then what about the old picture of Joe Lawnmower?
Oh yeah,
I think that's why I got the 75. And she was like, "Look at this guy."
yeah, just slipped in a
Oh
yeah.
man.
Classic.
What's
So,
crazy is you called the TV pregnant. I had to recall that.
Yeah,
You
you
said
and your
it.
smart projectors.
Right. They don't. Kids these
they
days don't know
You
about
guys-
the pregnant
I bet,
TVs.
what are the things you don't know about, like the old school projectors where you had to put like the thing on it? You know,
What do you mean?
probably
the thing
never
on
had
it?
those.
You haven't even explained what it is.
Oh, the
Like when they would do the projection, they'd have like the clear piece of paper and they have like a erase marker on it. Yeah.
Wait. Did they?
Those
did
were
they?
the worst, man.
no, don't look it up. We got to think of it.
Did
It's
they
a
put it-
projector.
was
What-
it-
like I've
No,
said
it's
the
not a
name that many.
projector.
It's
There's a
it's a
specific
projector.
name.
The thing-
There's a specific name.
Yeah,
overhead projector.
So like the teacher would be sitting in the middle of the class.
Writing?
It's dark, so you're obviously gonna fall asleep. And then like he's just doing long division on this friggin'
And
clear
then it
thing,
projects it.
and then it
Yes,
just puts
yes,
it on
no,
thing.
I
and it's
remember.
always you can never see it. It's always blurry. It's trash. It takes
Yeah,
them
first
so
10
long to
minutes,
set it up.
Just messing with it.
I said, "Oh, sorry, I got my dials wrong." This guy doesn't know what he's doing. He breaks it every time. It made like the fan is the loudest thing in the world.
Oh, the fan.
You just had gym class. That's all you're thinking about. You don't want to be in there.
No.
Just sweating still. Just got dodgeball coming up.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So grade 10 math never stood a chance.
Gym class, not at the end of the day. It was a bit
Yeah,
crazy.
that's tough. Real tough.
Yeah,
Wow.
Threw your arm out in dodgeball and you got to sit.
Can't hold a piece of can't
gotta
hold
sit
a
through.
pencil after.
It's just
Yeah, got to get Tommy John after this. Honestly.
that might be
man.
the worst pain I've ever felt.
When you
Just
throw like a dodgeball
throwing
for
too
so
much.
long and then your arm feels like it's going to fall
Oh,
off.
yeah.
These MLB pitchers, they don't even know.
Yeah.
don't.
Your Lord of the Flies project was essentially an overhead projector.
Except it was
Because
done.
also the camera didn't move at all. There was just a wrestling ring and a bunch of things. They were like,
Wrestling ring?
this is the
Okay,
island.
sorry, I didn't realize it was in a wrestling ring.
Oh yeah,
I
had
couldn't
the whole
remember
set.
that. I remember it was all of the wrestlers. I don't know what the wrestling ring had
So,
to do. Was the wrestling ring like the island?
I think it was the island, and all I remember was the
Symbolism.
first half of the presentation.
It was a Royal
everyone.
Rumble.
You were just moving everyone into the island.
That was the plane. That was the
Yeah,
plane crash.
The fillers are crazy.
Yeah, and
The
then,
transition.
and then the conclusion was just taking everyone out of the island.
There was no
and
like,
and,
this guy got power
this guy
bombed off
died.
it. Yeah.
He goes off to the left.
Oh, classic.
We should recreate that.
Wow, that'd be
I mean,
awesome.
I could do it.
Great project though, for sure.
10 out of 10. Also from that class,
Yeah.
we had a running thing where it was like, I mean, it's not even that good, but we'd have a chocolate milk bet. So as I said, this teacher was like real mean.
Yeah, but you
And
cracked her, no?
Yeah, we cracked her, and this is how we
Yeah.
cracked her. So we'd sit at the back of the class, and it was the first period of the day. So one of us was always late every single day, and she would just lose her mind. And then eventually, when it like we were just relentless with it, she was just like, "All right, whatever." So we would just walk in. So one of us would walk in like 25 minutes late, and then we'd do like rock paper scissors or something to see who won, who had to do the chocolate milk, and then we would have a toss from our chair with the empty cartons into the garbage can. That was like across the thing.
Wow, class was.
And and then whoever lost had to go buy some more. And she would lose her. It was also nice because we had like all the French immersion kids in there who thought they were so much smarter than everyone.
Oh, these French immersion kids.
They probably didn't like me
So it was
very
just
much.
between you two, this chocolate milk thing?
Yeah,
No, we looped a couple people. I roped a couple other people.
I don't think-
Whoever
yeah.
was sitting near us. I
Whoever
think we got
felt like
split up.
having a laugh
We
that
got
day.
split up pretty early in that class, though.
I think I had to sit at the front for a while.
Yeah.
You're that guy.
There's nothing worse than having to sit at the front of the class by yourself.
I wouldn't
You're
know.
just like turning around trying to get a couple giggles in.
Oh, yeah. I'm laughing because I know exactly
Yeah.
It's
It's
the
like
kind
everyone's
of
just giggling in the
kid.
corner and you're just sitting there like sitting beside this try hard.
Yeah, that's me. You were sitting beside me.
Yeah, you're just like, shut up, I can't hear the teacher.
But then, like, you kind of start to crack the smart kid at this. Do you know what I mean?
And then I just wear you down.
Yeah. What was this teacher's name again?
Patterson?
Yeah.
Patterson
Patterson?
reminds me a little bit of me and Bobby. You know, you and Patterson, me and Bobby. Like, everyone thinks he's.
I also wear
he's
Bobby down.
Stern. I would
He
argue
wants
that
to kill me a lot.
True. So maybe at the end of practice, he's just so tired of like holding it together that he comes up behind the beard, and I'm just like, all right.
Yeah. Seems fair.
It's got a lot of characters to deal with. Last week, when before the podcast, we came in, and our friend was here with us. We made some coffee in the office. Bobby comes in for 2 seconds. The coffee's just leaking all over his shoes.
He didn't put the old filter back in.
Oh,
Like, he
no.
just dumped the coffee in and just went. And he's an engineer, by the way.
Oh.
And so we're doing all this stuff. And we're like hanging out. He's like, why is this taking so long? And then Mitch walks in. He's like, why is all of the coffee on the ground? Then Bobby walks in. He's like, what the hell is going on here? Mark's like, relax. Like, just met him. So, come on.
To Bobby, he said that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was good.
Yeah. Anything else from that combo?
I'm trying
Any
to
more
remember.
callbacks? That's all right.
I haven't-
That was a good enough teaser, I think.
Yeah.
We could probably get into the good stuff. Why we brought old Mac on here.
The good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So when was it? A week or 2 weeks ago? You guys had
wait! I got one more thing that
Okay.
would have been perfect when we were talking about Bobby.
Oh, okay, go.
That I just heard on one of your episodes with him behind the beard. He grew up in street gangs.
What?
I don't know. That's what I heard.
Street University, is that what you're talking about?
I
Corey
heard-
knows.
I heard he
Street
I heard
gangs?
he grew up in street gangs.
Bobby was in a
That's what you
acapella
got.
street-
That's what
street
you
gang.
got from behind the beard. That episode, street gangs.
Yeah.
No. So basically, we were talking about the best advice that he's received, and his dad told him that there's 2 universities that you have to graduate from. I think one was actual school and the other one was street university. Like being able to do things on your own, go out, travel the world, you know, just being a social person, like just being, you know, the street smarts, the book smart,
Yeah.
just like being street smart. He was never in any gangs.
No, he went to university and he joined a street gang. All right, yeah,
that
we
was
did.
nice.
We brought you on, of course, to talk about.
I'm glad we circled back for that one. Thank
glad
you.
we cleared that up.
I'm so glad.
To talk about the Spark Summit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you were a part of. That you, I don't know.
It was.
Yeah, tell us.
It
about
was awesome. I
Yeah.
will say it was kind of hard because I was hosting the game, so I was able to stay for the first panel, and then I kind of was back and forth for the second one. But yeah, we had a ton of professional women in the industry come and talk about their experience, and really good turnout. It was the second annual one, and just so motivating and so inspiring. I literally left, and I think arguably I had one of the better games from my perspective as a host. I just left feeling so motivated, just ready to kick ass. Like that's what happened. You know what I mean? That's the effect that these women have when they talk about their experiences and how realistic and doable it is for people like me, for example, who are just trying to make their way into the industry. But it was just such a cool event, and I was happy to be.
Yeah, that's
part of
awesome. Second one, that's great. Who is your favorite speaker?
I'm not gonna lie, maybe I'm biased, but see now I'm gonna say Lindsay Hamilton, because at first she's from McMaster, so TSN host,
Right?
yeah. Yeah, she
from
went
the
to
old
Mac.
alma mater.
And I was so excited to hear her talk. I wish I got my reaction on camera when I actually found out that she was coming to the Spark Summit. I nearly shed a tear because when I first applied to be the in-game host at Mac, that was like one of the first things that I tried to do to weasel my way into the industry. And the only way I knew about it was because of this post on Instagram that, I don't know, McMaster Sports posted or something. And it was like, these are the positions that we have upcoming in the athletic department. Feel free to apply. And Lindsay Hamilton comments and says something like, if you want to get into sports broadcasting, take advantage of these positions here. And I was like, whatever you say, Lindsay Hamilton, whatever you say. So I applied, got the job. I actually told her that I had read that comment, and it was just kind of funny because I don't know if she knew how much like people like me like pay attention to those comments, So it's
That's
really
awesome.
cool to
so
hear
you
from
got
her.
to meet her and like have a chance to
I got
talk?
a chance
That's
to talk
great.
to her after the actual panels. It was nice because they all came upstairs to club level, and there was a networking opportunity, a fireside chat, I think is what they called it. But
This guy loves a fireside chat.
it was
We're
That's
having a
sweet.
fireside chat right
right
now.
now. That's what it feels like.
Did you get any words of wisdom that you're willing to?
Share.
Yeah.
Well, because I mean, you're also in that position now too, right? For the
Yeah.
next gen, even though
I
you
think-
are the next gen.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Like, even in talking to her, I asked her about a few things afterwards, and I did it really fast because I was like, had one eye on the game clock to go and do the halftime interview. But yeah, I think it's kind of cool being in this position now. Like you said, I have to know that I'm supposed to be in spaces like this because I think a lot of the times, imposter syndrome comes into play, especially being in the same room as these women who have accomplished so much, and opening the event in a small way to me was still such a huge deal, knowing that I'm like in the same room, like a part of the event, like opening it up. So I talked to her a little bit about imposter syndrome, and she talked about the importance of like having that confidence and knowing that your path won't always be the same as, everyone else's. And I think that was also a big point of emphasis too, is knowing that like the sports industry is not nearly as structured as something like traditional like medicine, for example. You do the residency, you do the whatever. So that was cool, them highlighting that and talking about going out of your way to find opportunities and creating opportunities, because that was huge for someone like Lindsay, because I saw what she did at Mac. Like, half the things she got involved in weren't a thing before she got there. Like, she just went out of her way to pitch these ideas and make them happen. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, and I think the biggest thing I would tell anyone is taking advantage of a space like university where you can really be creative, because like at the end of the day, like they want content, they want their students to be involved in what they make. So yeah, I mean, she was just such a I should say the rest of the panelists were too, but big inspiration for me, especially coming from McMaster, because just trying to follow in her footsteps.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
And
Sorry, that was a little bit of a tangent there. I don't
No,
know
that
if
was-
I stayed
that
on
was
one,
great. That was
one
awesome.
point.
and it's cool. I mean, it sounds like she's kind of similar to you too, like front of the class type.
Yeah. She's a go-getter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me, I think imposter syndrome is, if you don't have imposter syndrome, it's weirder.
Yeah.
But then it's also,
happens-
you don't want it to cripple you. You need to be able to work through it. But I don't know. I think you have for sure. We talked about that last time, like how hard it is. Like, you just came in, you had to forge relationships with Forge, and actually make it happen.
Yeah.
This is all new too.
Yeah.
Max access.
Yeah.
Maxter class.
Come on.
Yeah.
Sticking.
Wasn't a thing.
Like, how many podcasts are we gonna get from you?
I don't know. Probably more at
Bump it
this
up
rate.
to 10.
Yeah.
Man.
And it's interesting, like you bring up the imposter syndrome, and it's funny, like we're all part of the same Forge umbrella right now. You're just on a different side, but like young guys coming in, I've been there myself at the start of my career. Like, huge thing you struggle with imposter syndrome, and as Mitch says, like I think it is more normal than probably people think, like to have it
To have
than not
that.
to have it.
Yeah.
But it is just like how do have that balancing act of like getting out of your comfort zone and how important that is to like learning new stuff. And
exactly.
like even like you talk about, like, you're obviously young, you're still in school, but like going out of your way and making sure you have a chat with her is like, that's something I would never do. Like I played on a team with Drug, but I don't think I spoke with him for like the first month because I was like, no, this guy doesn't know who I am.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, you got to pass him the ball on the field.
Yeah.
And then like you kind of get out of that comfort zone and you chat, and it was just like, it was unbelievable. And then like the wealth of knowledge that he had and the things that he was able to impart on me was massive, and how much it helped me. And so then to see it on this side, it's crazy. Like there's just so many things that you can like correlate to.
Yeah, and I think what I've realized the most too is like in my confidence to go up to these people and wanting to have a conversation with them, like going out of my way to introduce myself has just gotten me so far. And I think one of the biggest things that I've noticed, or a common theme around the successful people in the industry that I've talked to, is that they always want to see other people winning. Like I think a common misconception is that like the sports industry, or sport media more specifically, is super competitive, which it is, but I wouldn't say that it's necessarily like everyone for themselves kind of thing. And I think that a lot of people, well, at least that's what I kind of had the idea of what it was in talking to other students, like, oh, it's so competitive, like, it's really hard to get a job which it is. But at the same time, like, that's why I think I've gotten more comfortable in approaching these people, because 9 times out of 10, they're like, hey, here's what I did. This might help you. So.
What about any discussions on, I would think that the sports broadcasting and sports media industry in general, like you said, it's tough to get into. What about like the fact that it is just a very male-dominated space too?
Mm-hmm. What about it? Like, I'm trying to think of like how I don't know if it's really
your experience.
Yeah.
Is that something that's like apparent all the time? Is that something you think you've had to deal with? Like what?
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying now. I think at first, like coming from McMaster, it didn't really affect me. Like I didn't really realize how much it didn't really impact me that much until I came here. Obviously, I'm working for a male team, and I'm sitting in a room right now full of guys. So I didn't really realize at the time, at least, how much like just.
And like traditionally male dominated.
Yeah,
obviously, like
it's
now
changing.
Yeah.
People talk about it all the time too, but I don't really remember it ever being apparent to me until, coming into like a more professional environment, and there's still lots of women around, but I think it's just learning that like there's so much that we can bring to this space, and so much, and how much it can be better when like both men and women are in the room. Mm. So yeah, definitely. I think it was just really cool being able to dedicate a space purely for women to talk about their experiences and how they kind of deal with, sitting in a room full of guys. Like having a dedicated space for that was really cool.
Yeah,
that's sweet.
What game was that during?
The Cavalry one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat that they did it like during a game.
Yeah, it was cool. But I mean, also hard because I was like running around like holy shit. I wasn't locked in that game, I will say. I was thinking about Lindsay Hamilton on the athlete interview, No,
that's great, though. But it's cool that we're, like, putting that on. Now we're in the second year, and obviously it's just going to keep growing and getting better. And, like, hopefully we see more teams around the league following suit and putting 100%. Their own spin on it. But, like, we also have, like, shout out the old vice president here, Nicole Demir. Mm-hmm. She's a successful woman in this, and as we've talked about, a male-dominated business, but she's crushing it, and she brings in some new ideas, and she's doing a lot for the club, which is fantastic. So that's got to be a nice.
She spoke first, right?
I introduced her, and then she kind of gave a brief rundown, and she was great.
Was she with the Ticats primarily before this, or was she somewhere else?
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, Ticats. Guys behind the cameras giving us the nod.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for that one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, I just want to continue to be a part of that event because it was, like I said, I left the room feeling like I could take on the world after. Like there's actually a recording of it that's on YouTube now, and I think I'll go back and watch it 3 or 4 times because
that's good. Yeah, I mean, I think when you're in those events too, it's hard to really kind of take in. Oh my gosh, yeah. There's just such a wealth of knowledge that's going down, and you're just like, how many times do you come out of a movie and you're like, I don't even remember what I just watched, and let alone like something like this where people are going on their lived experience and how they've had success in their career. So that's cool. It's great that it's on YouTube for people to go back and watch.
Yeah, and also, like, really cool that someone like Patrice Whiffen, for example, who works within the Hamilton Sports Group, came and talked about that, because she's one of those people that, like, I have the accessibility to talk to at, like, most days of the week. So, yeah, just seeing women from, like, all different spaces come into one, like, you know what I mean? Like, we also had Meg and Jacob, like, it was crazy, all these, I'm fangirling now, but anyways, it's fine.
That's great.
It's fine.
Look at the impact it's having, huh? Come on.
I was
Spark
bouncing
something.
off the walls, seriously.
That's
And
good.
yeah. If I would have seen something like that in high school, I would have been like, wow, how do I? So it's just cool.
Yeah, I wonder what the next step is. Like, how do we blow it up? Get even more people? Because that's just like the importance of those things. It's just getting as many eyes and ears on it as possible
everyone had the
to
same reaction too.
inspire that next generation.
Did you have anything to do with it behind the scenes or the planning of it or anything?
A little bit, not necessarily the planning, but I talked to a couple of the panelists for Forge Daily, like Patrice, for example. We had a conversation. I talked to Shannon Connolly a lot, who she kind of sparked the idea of it all last year. So she she kind of gave us the rundown, gave us like what we could expect. Like, I just talked to people behind the scenes for the podcast, for the viewers.
Is Shannon like the driving force behind the Spark Summit,
Shannon
getting it started?
arguably is one of the main driving forces.
That's awesome.
She's the coolest. Like, she really put her heart and soul into it, and just to see it come to life in a way that she had envisioned, and of course the rest of the community team as well. But
Yeah, shout out Shannon with the old community team.
I gotta give a lot of credit to Shannon for that one, because she also went out of her way to, make sure I was involved, and same with Courtney, and they wanted me to have those conversations with some of the panelists beforehand, just to give them another space to talk about it.
Well, they got to come through the podcast gauntlet before.
Holy, yeah, seriously, get Shannon on Captain's Log.
Who should we? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, who do we reach out? Who would? Obviously, you're gonna say Lindsay Hamilton.
Oh no, like for this?
No. Well,
wait, what's the question? Hold on,
Yeah, who do we reach out to? That's what you're saying. You want to bring someone on? No.
No, I was gonna say who's a dream guest next year? Who should we get for some speakers next year for Spark Summit?
Ooh.
You got any dream guests?
Wow, that's a good question. I have a couple dream guests. I gotta say Kate Burness, probably. She's just been someone that I've watched growing up. Kayla Gray, also just so badass. I could go on and on. But I think Kate and Lindsay also work pretty closely together. But
Yeah, Kate's a staple.
Kate's a staple.
Always
Canadian
crushing on
staple.
TSN.
Involved in the CFL too, so that would be cool from a Ticats perspective.
I feel like those are pretty gettable for you.
Oh, geez.
I think you could probably make that happen yourself.
Wow. Yeah. Let me just
Start emailing.
reach
Well,
out.
yeah, you
Tell
and
us
Lindsay are
anything.
tight now, so it's just like
Yeah.
Send the whole crew.
Oh, got the old boys storming in here. We're getting kicked out.
This is what happens when you fill in West Storage, okay? People
You're
come
hanging
in
out
at
under
any
the
time.
stadium. Someone's gonna
You
walk
don't know
in.
what's gonna go down.
It's all good.
You gotta
I'm
come
actually
in.
I'm actually seeing Lindsay tomorrow,
Ooh.
so I'll ask her maybe if we can.
Surely you gotta ask for a little sit down with Kate.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Why not?
with her first. Wait, do you have Lindsay on? Any of yours?
No.
No.
I
But
don't
you
know how
will.
familiar she is with the CPL, but I could ask. I'll ask her tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll get her on the record tomorrow.
Ask
I
her to start
mean,
putting
that's
some
a-
highlights on TSN.
Yeah,
not?
for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Lindsay, do
Easy.
you mind just
Just sneak them in
That
the
is
deck.
a big question
Is
we
it
have.
really? Yeah.
That is a big question we have.
for sure. And that's also
Like, why not?
Yeah.
If the CPL blows up, why
Give
not
it-
just give a couple little shout outs?
I know. I was telling Kyle that I spoke to Debbie and Peter, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She got to meet the old
Oh, this is good.
Yeah.
Carnage.
And I don't know if you know, but Debbie seems to like my podcast a little potentially more than the Captain's Log. So
100%.
Same answer.
that's literally what
There's no
Kyle
way.
said. Yeah, that's her. She said,
Zero surprise.
yeah, I think maybe she's just had enough of you guys like off camera that she doesn't need to listen.
That also checks out.
Yeah, definitely.
She said sometimes we're sitting in the kitchen and they just like speak random words to each other and they nod and I'm like, what the is going on? I'm like, okay, that's pretty much what it was like on the pod. So
That's why it's such a riveting listen. It's just a bunch of inside jokes
Yeah.
that nobody gets.
yeah.
Only
what
one's
about-
laughing.
What about Pete?
I didn't talk to him so much one-on-one. He had a couple questions for the commish, but...
Oh, yeah. So was that wild? So I was walking off the field at Pacific, and Nico was like, your dad grilled the commission. And I was like, I'm like shattered from the game, like, God damn it.
He had some valuable questions, but I think...
Did they make sense?
Yeah, they made
Okay,
sense.
all right,
So
that's good.
I
So
knew...
check one. We're good.
Yeah, I knew that they were their questions because they submitted them online, and you had to, like, submit your name and then your question.
He went full name.
So
Sin.
Debbie and Peter Bekker saw, and I was like, all right, I'm putting this at the top of the list because I had written all of them down so that I could ask him, and then we were gonna open it up afterwards. But yeah, I asked a question, and I don't know if I had elaborated on it as much as he would have liked. So
You weren't riffing enough?
yeah, so he tossed up the hand and let him know.
What was the question? Do you remember?
I think it was
Just a generally
U21
intimidating
minutes.
question for no reason.
International players, why there are more on some teams than others. He got a round of applause from the audience, I will say.
He is a man of the people.
The people respect the question. They were good questions. They were totally, yeah. But
But actually, no doubt. All kidding aside, I'm sure they were good.
Yeah, they were good.
But I still do think that they probably were intimidating.
Listen,
no
I'm
reason.
just glad I wasn't answering them. That's all. I would have preferred to moderate than I would have to answer. So
Like, did it seem anything like this? So, if Pete ever had to go into our high school for any reason regarding Kyle, say he got in trouble for something. Didn't happen very often, but say he did. This would be Pete's move. He'd go into the boardroom and sit right beside the teacher in question and just give them this the entire time. Oh yeah, tell me what Kyle did.
up close and personal, just staring it right into his soul.
It's like, I don't know, did he do it? Yeah,
Did
it was, I never did anything.
Yeah, definitely
I was
that.
an angel.
I guess I would say it was kind of the energy. He wasn't like that close with.
He's a bit of a close talker.
But
Is
he?
Yeah, he's a close talker. Oh. We should get Eddie in here to give an impersonation
to
of it. Yeah, Eddie likes it. It's
An
good.
Eddie Pete pod would be.
Am I the first returning guest?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, let's go. Okay.
There you go.
Thanks, guys. I thought Eddie definitely had come back since the first app.
No, we tried to have him back the other week. Then apparently
don't tell me
video.
that.
Apparently video is more important than captain's log. So unreal.
Crazy where priorities are at these days.
Yeah.
So how's your podcasting experience been, though? Do you feel like you've improved from first episode based on now?
I mean, it's funny how it's just like you'll do like one little thing and like say a sentence properly and be like,
Nice.
I'm getting the hang of this
Yeah,
thing.
you're getting the hang of it.
And then like
For
10
sure.
seconds later, you're just like, this sucks. I hate it. And I'll never be good at it.
That's crazy. It's crazy how the mindset can shift so quick, though.
Yeah.
You make it, you word something nicely, you're on top of the world, quick stutter, you're like, it's over.
A lot of imposter syndrome.
Exactly. Yeah.
We and this is so we're actually gonna jam Shannon up for this one. I don't know if you guys seen it or if you edited it. We had to do a arthritis PSA the other day.
Oh.
And she picked me, which that seems
Crazy.
What are you trying to say? Pick the oldest guy in the room, do the arthritis PSA. Also, just like the saddest thing of all time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
pretty
arthritis
emotional.
stinks. I'm
That's
not trying to like discredit
no.
it, but it was just like 15. I was like, the number was just so crazy. It was like, but me and Alex did it, and reading a sheet of paper beside a piece of like a camera, just awful.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, oh, look at this. All right, you read it all over quick, and you're like, I'm gonna read it one time, I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna nail it.
So you had to just say it into the camera kind of thing?
Yeah.
Not first try, I guess.
No chance.
Wow.
And you like every time you think you're gonna do it, and then you get it, and it's weird how like you're reading someone else's words, and for some reason, like if you were gonna say it's differently,
It would
so
be
then you
different.
just screw it up.
Yeah, no, totally fair.
It's weird how the old brain works
How'd
sometimes.
Alex?
Reading
Crazy.
is tough. Can we start the story now?
When are they just going to start asking us to workshop some commercial ideas for
Listen.
all of
I think
that?
we should probably just get into
I
a
was like,
couple
how do you
of those.
feel about using little figurines to do the old arthritis commercial?
I feel like we could get bench brewing a nice wrestling
Yeah.
commercial. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Have you heard any of Mitch's bench brewing
No.
Commercial
Only
ideas?
the lot. No.
Oh, you don't listen to the pod?
That's weird. I
I've
thought we were
listened-
all on the same team
No.
here.
I was listening to the one yesterday.
Unbelievable.
Actually, I will say I was listening to the one yesterday.
That's convenient.
But yeah, it was. Anyways,
yeah.
I haven't heard the ideas. I only heard the bench brewery, and then I was like, "Why are you saying it like that?"
Yeah.
I don't know if
Say
we
it.
ever got through the
Is it brewing or brewery?
brewery.
Brewery.
Tough word to say.
Brewery.
What's the idea? What's the ideas? What are the ideas?
Well, I don't know. It was, but I thought of this because, like, you being the old guy and arthritis does actually seem like a clever thing to do. And
Yeah.
then they shouldn't just had you reading like stats off a sheet.
Yeah, we
Could've
could have
done a
done
real
something.
Should have
thing.
just
Yeah. Could've
freestyled
done a
like
real
improv.
Could
Like,
literally just like film me after a game hobbling around, like
Yeah.
just
yeah.
Billy the Limpet.
I don't know. I think it'd have to be more clever than that because that's not arthritis. That's just being sore.
It could be some arthritis. Got a bung hip. Got the old dancer's hip, buddy.
Juvenile arthritis.
Juvenile, is that a thing?
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
now you're out. Now you're out of juvenile.
Yeah, now I'm a
Adult onset
geriatric.
diabetes.
Got the old adult onset. Hey, serious disease, buddy.
Yeah. No. Our bench idea was about bench seats in a car, 3 in the front. We used to
Nice.
ride around. Our friend had an old Buick, and we used to ride 3 in the
Through
front.
the front. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was I don't know. It was around drinking and driving. Or something. We're still workshopping.
Yeah, we're still workshopping ideas.
Yeah.
But,
Nice.
Yeah. You got any thoughts?
On that particular idea,
Whatever.
I don't know if I would. I don't know how far. I think it still needs some workshopping. I don't know how far
Yeah,
I'd
for
pursue
sure.
that one,
I
but-
did end up going to Kenny Upol though,
Yeah.
getting the parts I needed.
Man,
and,
the people love that bit. I haven't heard the end of that one.
It's not even a bit. That's just everyday life.
I bought a shirt.
Yeah, this guy actually has a Kenny Upel shirt now.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. He stopped in the other day, picked up a couple parts, just turned her
Out
over.
in the yard after the wedding. Me
Yeah.
and my wife out in the yard just getting the parts we need. And but also
Just a hot
the shirt,
date. That's marriage life,
the
baby.
The shirts
Is
are
that
like
marriage?
the shirts.
Yeah, going to Kenny Upes.
That's
That's what it's all about.
The shirts are also I think it was like $15, but it's with like the Boys and Girls Breakfast Club type thing. So it gives meals.
Buy a
A
few.
week of meals. Each thing a week of meals.
Really?
Kenny Upol shirt, yeah.
That's awesome.
But
And
I-
you get a free bumper.
yeah.
Nice. How does it work, guy? Do you just like walk around and
All
just
right.
like sift through the stuff?
$5 admission fee?
You have to pay to get in like it's Wonderland?
What is this?
I don't know. I thought you just pay for the part.
Well, yeah,
You gotta,
$5
You just
admission
gotta
fee?
pay to take the ride?
Well, we can't just have a bunch of tire kickers.
Not just anyone. Not just
What, you
anyone.
think there's
can
gonna
get
be a
in.
group of people who are just like
That's crazy.
strutting around Kenny Upes just for a hang?
No, because you got to sign a waiver before you go in. You can't just be digging around cars like just all willy nilly. Like they got to do it properly.
Yeah.
So
A waiver
$5
for what?
Can I just tell you how it works?
Yeah.
$5
I'm trying to
admission
figure it out.
to go in the yard.
Yeah.
Quick waiver. Then you pick your parts, come out, and pay
sign
for
off?
them.
But what's the waiver?
I don't know, like in case a car falls on you or something.
All right.
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
It's a
right.
dangerous place.
So they don't because you got to go in there and like are all the parts just like or you got to rip them off and like figure it all
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
You just got to
They're
go
not
in there.
laying there. You just take it out of the car that you need.
So you really got to know what you're going there for.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes more sense. Why you gotta sign a waiver?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
literally
You're digging
like-
the parts out of a car.
Yeah. I thought you were
That's
just picking
nice.
them up off the shelf.
I feel like we need to do a show at Kenny Upel.
That would be so funny.
That's what I think. The bench. There's a lot of bench seats in the old
Yes.
Kenny
Yeah.
lot for sure.
Can we go get a bench seat for this?
That seems like a good idea.
Nailed it. Kenny
Yeah.
Upel, we'll see you this week, buddy.
Yeah. Also, we
Waive
have
the
a new
admission fee,
segment.
though. Come on.
What?
He's
Waive
got to
the
waive the
admission
admission fee, though.
I think he'd
For the-
waive it.
Kenny?
Yeah. If you're listening to this, Kenny, come on.
But there's a
You
bunch of
will
them
get
too.
an episode of the Captain's Log if you waive the fee.
I think that would be unreal. Let's just go sift for some parts.
Yeah, it's fun. You
All
should.
right.
And I also, oh boy, but I think it's all like everyone just gets rinsed by like your car. Do you have a car?
I do.
So next time
can
you need a
drive?
part, this is a new segment we're starting.
Are we gonna let that slide? That's
Cap-
crazy.
Captains,
You're like 10 years old.
what?
I just said you can drive. I didn't get my license for a long time, so it's like, it's fine. Chirping myself.
Yeah.
This guy had to drive me everywhere.
You probably took you longer to get grade 10 math than it did to get
Honestly,
Oh yeah, you're
I don't
a
know
late
what-
license guy too.
which one was it? So I went in, I did the G1, failed. So embarrassed, I was like, screw this, I'm out. And then I didn't go back for like
G1's tough because
2
like you
years.
talk about it with all your friends, like everyone's getting their G1 at the same time. So.
Well, no, it was just another classic. Oh, you got a test? Yep, got the book. Totally going to study. Never studied. And then it was like the night before the thing. My mom made the appointment. I was like, what, am I going to read this tonight? I'm sitting in cars all the time. I know what a stop sign is.
Yep.
There's just so many.
Clearly.
Yeah, clearly not.
That's the thing about tests. You just need to be confident.
I went in there like, I'm going to nail this.
Confidence is key.
Tell you what, hard to cheat on a G1 driving test.
Yeah.
Everyone was just fucking giving it one of
Yeah,
those.
yeah. People are
Like, come
in it
on,
A lot of
buddy.
eyes
to win
forward
it.
out of the crowd.
For
Yeah.
sure. Anyways, what were you saying about having a?
No, I was saying we have I think we set up the email already. If you need a car part, you want a second opinion, we'll go and get your parts out of Kenny Upel for you. Captain's Auto.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's a new program we're doing.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
So if anyone
I think I'm
needs
good so
stuff,
far,
we'll go
but-
do it.
I do think it's a not well enough known thing.
Yeah.
You get a quote for a thing, this is probably like $10 Kenny Upel
Oh, I see what you're saying.
for a part
Yeah,
or
I
like
mean,
a
cars
replacement.
are
you know?
ridiculous.
So you gotta
guy.
pay half like the fee to get in. You gotta pay more for the fee than you do
All
for the
right,
part.
sorry, $15.
Yeah. Hey. How bad do you
crazy.
need a window regulator?
Yeah.
Never know when you'll need a backup window regulator. Until you're pulling up to a tailgate on Labor Day. And your window goes sideways.
Yeah,
Which goes. We dealt with that one.
yeah. All right.
Is that all we got?
Just a couple. Wow, I'm sure we could sit here for a while longer, but a couple housekeeping things at the end.
Yep.
Okay.
This podcast was brought to you by Bench Brewing.
Let's
We
go.
actually forgot to do that.
Let's go. Yeah, come on.
Three
now.
in the front.
Focus
On
on
the
that
intro.
intro that I
I thought
ruined.
it was a good intro.
Yeah, I know. It just wasn't very well planned because it wasn't planned. But
Could you tell?
Yeah.
We'll get them next time.
It's all right.
Carrie Underwood
Yeah. Big announcement coming
Wow.
out for the old Grey Cup.
on the pod next week.
Wow.
Right, could we ask her actually?
Why not? She'll probably
That
just say
would be
no, but who
crazy.
cares? Maybe I bet she
like-
won't even respond.
You're
I don't
gonna
know.
do the Friday concert before
Yeah.
the Grey Cup.
That's
first.
it. That's
You
pretty
gotta,
cool.
That
you
is
gotta
huge.
Go on max access. If you don't have
There
the
is, like,
access,
a-
what do you have?
Nothing.
That was good.
Right.
That's gonna be the slow. That's how I'm gonna open up the episodes.
Yeah, that'll be nice. What is that?
Welcome
That's
to
happening on the
Max
Friday.
Access.
There's gonna be another concert in the concert series on the Saturday night. Hasn't been
Is
announced
there
yet.
two more actually?
Was there one on the Thursday? Sorry,
Yeah, I
at
think there's a
the
Thursday.
Player Awards. Do you know who that is?
No, not yet.
Keeping that one close to the chest.
But
huh?
I mean, if Carrie's the first announcement, I feel like they've got some good people playing.
I know it's gonna stink if they go with like Avril Lavigne after that.
Oh come on, that'd be so good.
Skater boy,
He was a skater
What
boy.
was your email in high school?
skate forever. One.
No way.
The old MSN right there.
Asking skate companies for free stickers.
Skate forever, bro. Do a kickflip.
Look at my email. Yeah, real skate cat.
Did you ever get any?
I don't think so.
Oh man.
Shocking.
Maybe a couple.
Do you like Carrie Underwood?
I do. Yeah, I feel like I only know like the main songs though.
Jesus Takes the Wheel.
Yeah, and the I dug my
Yeah,
key
banger.
What's that one called?
before he cheats.
Yeah.
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 Big 10.
Callback. Cheats. Talking cheats before he cheats. Different kind of cheats. But
Yeah. Talking high
High school
school math cheating.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, this is why our conversations
This is
are the
like
easiest
actually
to
this
follow
is what
all the
I'm
time.
saying. That was a perfect example.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
how
tough.
you guys got there so quick. Like I didn't. Anyways. you guys-
Actually, one last. No, I'm not going to do that. We're past it.
you gotta do it
Moving
now.
on.
Yeah.
You have to.
No, it was actually just another compliment. There was a question that I asked, or that you asked Bobby, because I don't know, it's just very like casual. There's what you were like asking him about the Pacific game. You were like, obviously this is a big one coming up. Mm-hmm. We didn't even talk about that at all, but
Yeah, we'll get into it next hour.
Another time.
in hour
time.
3, we'll get into it.
Stay tuned.
No, this is stupid. Let's just move on.
I don't even get the compliment.
Oh yeah.
At least give me the compliment.
Oh, you're a really good interviewer. Is the compliment? There was like a question that was just kind of like, you know what I mean. And then
Pacific.
Bob, instead of just saying it it was about game prep. Does it change? And then you're
yeah.
obviously it changes, but you know what I mean.
Yes, yeah. I'm not
And
gonna
I
lie.
like that a lot.
Okay,
It's
well,
good.
I appreciate you saying that because in the moment I was like, Mac, what are you doing? What did you just say? It was something along the lines of, obviously, this game means a lot, but how does that change your preparation, or does it at all? And then I was like, well, obviously it does. And then he just kind of started talking.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of trying to make, I'm trying to make it organic. But thank you.
No, it was good. Yeah, you just called it out because it sounded weird.
Yeah, exactly. And then I almost edited it out, but I was like, oh, I might as well just leave it so that people know what's going through my head.
Nice.
People like you, for example.
Yeah.
I left that one in for you, Mitch.
Nice, thanks. Did you play soccer?
I did.
Talked about
Your
this.
soccer lingo is good. We talked about what? You talked about it.
Yeah. Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently she did.
Maxter class.
Yeah, in Maxter class.
Yeah.
We're just
you
gonna
got the-
keep saying
you
it,
got
and
the
you're gonna
good,
change the name.
You got You got
Soccer
the good
lingo?
You got the good lingo.
I feel
Yeah,
like
because she asked.
It's so easy to tell someone who's never watched or played soccer
Yeah.
when they're talking about it.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
it's nice that you got that for
Yeah.
sure. Just even saying brilliant.
Oh,
Such
the
a
word
soccer
brilliant.
word.
Brilliant.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. What else? There's a couple words that I won't lie wasn't in the vocab before my Forge time. But I played soccer, and luckily I had enough knowledge going into it that I had a baseline understanding of what was going on. Something like brilliant, definitely wasn't cranking that one out before.
Yeah.
Before Forge Audio Network.
Nothing's brilliant.
Yeah. Also at this point, it's pretty cool that you're probably one of the most knowledgeable Forge fans
Yeah.
out there.
What's
you got
crazy
the most
is
access. You got the the inside
I'm invested
scoop.
now.
You watch every game. You're on the sidelines, screaming at the refs.
yeah,
great.
yeah,
Do you ever yell on the sideline?
yeah, and then I go,
Just blaming all the guy behind you.
sorry, there's no one behind me. There's not. But no, it's funny, and I'm just so invested now. And I feel like at the beginning, obviously, I would watch your games to make sure I was up to speed with what was going on. But now I just watch other games, because
Yeah.
I want to know, and I'll be watching them in my living room. My friends are like, dude, why? You're off the clock. What are you doing? I'm like, no, I actually care. I really want to know what's
Look
going
at
on.
the Forgers.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
That's
crazy.
perfect, though. That's almost like a streamline into our next week's guest. We're having on RJ, the head of the old battalion.
No way.
Yeah, and it's
That's
brutal because
so
we've done this
fun.
now seven episodes, and we've failed to just shout out the battalion or the Jukebox Boys, and they've been stable since the beginning.
Yes.
But,
He'll be a great person to have
Yeah,
and talk
unreal.
about that.
And quick little shout out. He took over for Alan, who did unreal work for the first couple of years. But he was never a soccer fan before his first game. I think I think a friend just had tickets or something. And he
It
came,
sticks, your first
and he
experience.
just loved it. And that's what this is all about. It's pretty cool.
That's what Bobby and I
I
talked
think
about.
that'll be a nice little chat next week. He's doing some awesome stuff for the battalion and the club, and that's gonna be great.
Cool. Is that all, guys?
Well, we'll be right back after this. No, that's it. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me again, guys.
Thanks for
It's always
stopping
a
by
pleasure.
for a chat.
Always a pleasure. Rather here than constitutional politics.
Yeah, who needs it?
This was The Captain's Log with Kyle Bekker and Mitch Houlihan, presented by Bench Brewing. The guys will drop another episode sometime, whenever they get to it. In the meantime, we would love and appreciate for you to follow, subscribe, click on the little bell, do all the things in all the places you get entertained, and you'll find more of this type of content. And that also means we get to spend more time together on the Forge Audio Network.